Hello, Amy. I was browsing YouTube and I saw one of your videos. Um, I think it's titled Amish World Square as Teenagers, and you had posted it in July of 2010. And you had some questions on there about the Amish. I am not personally Amish, but I live in the world's biggest Amish community here in Ohio, in the United States, the state of Ohio. And my parents grew up Amish. I have Amish cousins and whatnot. I'm very immersed in the Amish sort of culture around here. And there's what I could tell with their accents, the people that were in the television broadcast, whatever. Um, they sounded like they were from around my area. I didn't catch. I didn't see that they said exactly where they were from, but the way they dressed and everything, they looked like they were from where I live or in the general area. And what you had some questions. You said I think the one girl said something about that they think that Jesus is God. I think that she just misspoke. I don't think that any of the Amish they don't believe that Jesus is God. They believe that Jesus is the Son of God. You had some questions on that, and so, uh, and you had some other questions about, how they didn't want to give into temptation about drinking alcohol and whatnot. But all the teenagers there, except the one, I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure that 4 out of the 5 were on the period called Rumspringen, which you pronounced very good. I was impressed. Um, and uh, what I think they did is because if they were baptized into the Amish church, they would not be allowed to be on camera and whatnot. But if they are on the Rumspringa, they are allowed to. And I think they were, just sort of almost acting Amish, that the Amish wouldn't do that and all that kind of stuff. But I know that the boys, the guys anyhow, were pretty much all Rumspringa. I'm pretty sure the one girl was too. The other one, she dressed very authentic Amish. I don't know if she was part of the Amish. I doubt it because they wouldn't be allowed to be on video. But I think they were trying to act Amish, and a lot of Amish will they. I guess they're all sort of thrown into Rumspringa, but there's some Amish that don't Rumspring or whatever, and have cars and whatnot, phones and all that kind of stuff. But and you said the one girl I'm talking about was the one that wore the covering, and you call that a cop, and but yeah, and the thing is, what those Amish necessarily believe doesn't reflect all the Amish. Around here, I think there's like 50,000 Amish in just a couple counties, and they all have their own church districts, and each church sort of makes up their own laws. And for instance, there's a church district the one just about 10 miles from here that they do not allow any bikes, so they all have scooters. And there's some that allow certain stuff. And I know I have some cousins out in Indiana, which is a state away, that like for their wheelbarrows they're not allowed to have any rubber on their wheels, and then the next church will allow it. So it varies a lot, and there's a lot of different. There's the lowest form, the most strict would be the Swartzen Troopers. They are not allowed to have any running water in the house. They have to have an outhouse. They have no underwear for elastic, and they only have church every 2 weeks. So they only bathe every 2 weeks, and they're not allowed to use any deodorant or perfume or whatnot. Sort of a funny story was there was a guy that, and a lot of the Amish, especially the more stricter Amish, grow up in. I mean, they grow up. I mean, pretty much in caves. I mean, not quite, but and he started using cologne as deodorant. He thought that's what you use cologne for. And till I explained to him that no, the cologne and deodorant are two different things. And So, but the Swartzen Troopers would be the most strict. Now, they do not allow rumspringen. You either have to become an Amish, join their church, or you have to leave. You're not allowed to have a car or whatnot. But then most of the Amish, the more liberal, which are called um, the old order Amish, they allow rumspringen. Um, uh, and their kids, once they turn 16, are allowed to have cars and whatnot. But see, most of them, they're not allowed to have cars till they're 18, because in the United States you need a parent's signature to let them drive when they're 16. So most of them don't normally start rumspringing till they're 18 instead of 16, like what they portrayed in the television show. But there's just a lot of variances. And then there's the New Order Amish, and then there's the more liberal, which they're called Mennonites, which they're not Amish, but a lot of them come from the Amish, and that my parents are actually considered Mennonites. They are allowed to drive cars, but they're allowed to listen to music, but not all kinds of music. They don't have television or anything like that, but they're allowed to have electricity and air conditioning and whatnot. But yeah, I just thought it was sort of interesting. If I missed anything, I'm sorry. But if you have any other questions, just give me a comment back or send me a video. So, thanks.